lovely to hear from the Resonance Centre. I'm back with our third video in this little trilogy series. My top 3 Yin Yoga posture recommendations for anger and frustration. So yes, everyone feels anger and frustration. Everyone who is human feels anger and frustration. It's just how we learn to navigate that, how we learn to react to that or not, as the case may be, or trying to lessen our reaction, learning that all of our emotions are indeed temporary. There is never an emotion that hits like a wave and then lasts forever and never goes away and never dissipates and the edge never comes off it. Extreme emotions don't work like that. They are far more fluctuating. So learning that, understanding that, and then knowing that really something so temporary does not require necessarily a huge overreaction, which is what a lot of us are doing when we react to our anger in the moment that it's happening, without giving ourselves just that time to observe the anger really and think, gosh, that's like really intense. So yeah, that's basically it. So really, if you can catch hold of yourself in a moment where you are very angry or frustrated, then there are definitely certain postures, certain types of breathing that can take the edge off that. And that's what I'm here to show you today, is what I believe are 3 very, very good ones for that. So the first one is very simple. I've chosen really easy ones. Is a butterfly, a forward fold in a butterfly. So bring the soles of the feet together, allow the legs to drop out to the side. And again, like I did in the last video when we had our knees dropped out to the side, if this is in any way uncomfortable or it feels like the legs would benefit from having something to drop into, then just pad underneath each side with either cushions, pillows, books, anything. You can use, yeah, that would work, that would be fine. But obviously the same on both sides. We are then going to fold forwards. If your head comfortably relaxes on your feet, then great. If you're not far off and it actually feels really comfortable to allow your head to hang, then great. If you're sort of here and it's quite an effort, or wherever you may be, but it feels like you are not letting go completely because you don't have anything to let go into, then let's pad. So you could take books, you could take books with more books, you could take books and a pillow on top, stack as high as you need to go so that you're not forcing your head to the blocks or the bolster or whatever it may be, but you're building it up so that it comes to where you naturally would be hanging out anyway. So, and then you literally flop forwards, allow everything to be heavy, and stay there. As with all yin postures, we always come out of them very slowly, very mindfully. Just bring yourself back up. And as with all yin postures, take a moment after the posture is over to relax, to allow everything to come back to neutral. In this instance, I would say bring the knees back together, take the legs out in front of you, and just lie down completely flat for a few minutes. Just let everything go. Feel the weight of your own bones and breathe. That would be the first posture that I would advise for anger and frustration. The second posture that I would favour in this situation would be a pigeon pose. So very intense, can be quite uncomfortable. Let's see how we get along. What you're going to do is take your left or right, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to show you on the right leg. Traditionally with yin, you would take the left leg first. So bring whichever leg you want to in front of you. I'll say in a 90-degree angle, but it may not end up being that. So we're then going to take our other leg, left leg perhaps, out behind you, And if that means that this foot needs to, rather than being flexed foot, if it needs to point and come underneath you more, then that's absolutely fine. Take as long as you need to find a point where you are semi-comfortable there, and then decide if anywhere needs a little bit of extra support. So perhaps if you're lolling to one side or the other, lolling is a technical term, if you are lolling, then pad underneath, maybe under that right glute. Maybe you're lolling the other way. Maybe you want to pad under that left thigh. There's no right or wrong here. We're just making sure that everything can really relax comfortably. And then we're going to start to walk the body forwards. Now, you may come down to the ground, you may not. That doesn't matter. What we're aiming to do is wherever you comfortably come down to, if that's the floor, then lovely. But if you get to about here and you're literally going no further, then just pad cushions, pillows, whatever, up to where you naturally can then go over the top of it. So put in front of you as much height as you need to be able to relax. Quite an intense posture, certainly around here, if you're new to this or particularly tight in that area. To come out of the posture, as always, retreat out of the posture very, very slowly, no sudden movements. Send yourself over to one side, bring the other leg back around in front of you, take both legs out in front of you, and again, lie down. Just find a mini shavasana for a moment, just relax. Take the arms out to the side, take the arms into a cactus shape, whatever works for you. Just let everything go. And then take that posture on the second side. So just as an example, it may be totally different for you on this side. Your body may feel really open on one side and a lot more constricted on the other. That's fine. We're also going to get better at noticing which side and what feels like what as we do these postures anyway. So again, have a wiggle, have a shuffle, see what feels right. Pad anywhere that feels like it would benefit from having some support right now, if that feels better. And then start to take the body forwards. Come down as far as is comfortable for you. And then just again stay there for 3 minutes. I'd say 4 or 5 minutes, but 3 minutes is quite often enough for most people in pigeon pose if they have less experience of doing it. To be honest, there's some days even now that I wouldn't choose to stay in pigeon pose for any longer than 3 minutes, so perfectly acceptable. Can give rise to some pretty intense emotions actually sometimes, and that's also absolutely fine. Just see what happens. Breathe deeply. Imagine sending the breath to wherever it is that you're feeling this tension, this tightness, this discomfort. Just ease with it. So that would be my second pose for alleviating anger, rage, frustration, those kind of emotions. My third posture for alleviating anger would be a simple twist. So possibly take your books and your pillow and then come to lie down next to your props. Take one knee, the knee that's furthest away from the props in towards the chest. Take the other leg out long. And then start to draw this leg down so that it's resting on the props. We want to keep this shoulder flat to the floor. So if it becomes a battle between knee down, shoulder down, then pad more under the knee so that this shoulder can relax and this knee can relax into the prop. Doesn't matter if this leg here curls a little bit, that's fine. And then we're trying to just relax here. Stay there for 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. Again, as always, moving out of the posture very slowly, very mindfully. Maybe have a little sway from side to side. That feels nice. Take the legs back out in front of you and just relax for a few moments. Take the props over to the other side and repeat exactly the same thing on the other leg. So, knee in towards the chest. Let's draw it down towards the props. Let it relax into the props. Keeping this shoulder firmly planted into the floor. And if that means stacking the props higher so that this leg can relax into them, absolutely fine. Breathe deeply. Breathe down into the tummy. Feel this wringing out sensation, this unwinding type sensation through the midsection. And just allow, with every exhale, for the breath, any stress, any anger, anything that we're clinging onto that really isn't helping, isn't serving as well, it's just causing us to feel uncomfortable. So that's the unfortunate thing about anger. You can carry as much of it around as you like, but unfortunately only hurts you. It's not actually an effective weapon. It's just a sort of fast track to self-destruction. So that's the main reason for trying to avoid it. These postures, in my opinion, definitely help. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you have missed our last 2 videos, there was my three top Yin Yoga postures for depression and anxiety. And this one was my top 3 for anger and frustration. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay calm, stay relaxed, stay focused, stay with us, like and subscribe. And also, if you are on social media, come and visit us at the Instagram. Oh no, I sound like a really, really elderly lady there. Come and visit us at the Instagram or on the Facebook. Thank you so much.